Good afternoon, everyone. We'll be getting started in a few minutes. Meanwhile, make sure you go ahead and enter in our giveaways for today. Alrighty, it is 1 o'clock, so it's time to get started. Welcome again, everyone. I am Black 6 from BZPower, back for another LEGO Live build. And today we're diving into the world of the iconic Batman classic TV series from the 1960s. Good old Adam West and that whole crew. So LEGO was kind enough to send us this set right here, 76238, the Batman Classic TV series Cowl, which I'm interested in. I really like the idea of these like helmet mask sets. We've built quite a few of the Star Wars and a couple of the Marvel ones previously. This is our first DC one that we've done. I guess it's one of 2 DC ones that exists. And of course they're kind of more interesting because, you know, normally if Batman was wearing his cowl, you would be able to see his face, whereas in all the Star Wars helmets we've done, you know, they completely obscure the face. So LEGO has done something a bit different with how that is assembled, so I'm really curious to see how that comes. And I think both of the Batman sets, they look a little weird from the pictures, so I'm curious to see how they actually stack up in person. So I'm reserving my judgment, but I'm not like super excited, more just kind of curious about them. So we'll see. And then we've also got the Batman Classic TV series Batmobile, which I purchased for myself. Kind of similar to the Batmobile from the 1960s Batman Batcave, which, you know, we may do a little comparison to see how it stacks up. It's kind of nice in that it, as you can see on the back here, right, it comes with this display stand and little plaque, just kind of like the 1989 Batmobile set, like the big one. So it's kind of like a display piece, even though it is only a $30 set. So I'm kind of curious to see how that ends up, and I'll probably display it next to my Batmobile and my Batwing as a, you know, a nice little reference to some of the other Batman shows of the past. Alright, so I think that's about it. So we're going to start today with the cowl. So you can see in the top left there, 372 pieces, So only 372 pieces, but it retails for $60. Right there is another reason that like, has me kind of worried that it's going to be a good value, right? May or may not be part of why I asked LEGO to send it to us instead of me buying it for myself, because I had a hard time justifying it, right? The Batmobile, also only $30, but 345 parts. So, like, what is that? 20. Making me do math on the fly. 27 fewer parts, but half the price. That one's much more palatable than this. But we'll see what those parts end up being, and if there are things that kind of help justify that increased price. Of course, I feel like for sets like these, and like the BrickHeadz, LEGO tries to keep things, all the prices in like a consistent level. But I feel like some of the Star Wars helmets are only $50, so it kind of makes you wonder about this one. I do see a bunch of trans black pieces on there, so that may have something to do with it. If they had to make like new molds or new prints for this, of course, that could affect the price. So we'll see. I'll try to keep an open mind and not judge things too harshly. On the back, we see the man, the myth, the legend, Adam West, in that wonderful 1960s costume. There's no bat nipples, at least, but it is still very, very 60s. Oh, how far we've come since then is, I guess, all I can say. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we've got inside. It does look like there are some stickers on some of the tiles and curved slopes. Hopefully not too many. Alright. Unfortunately, the sticker sheet ended up quite crinkled there. That's a little disappointing. And only 3 bags of parts. So I mean, yeah, only 372 pieces, right? That is not a whole lot in there. I do see a lot of larger plates in here, so that can definitely help explain the cost. And then of course we've got our instruction book, which is nicely bound but a little folded. I do appreciate it in some larger sets when those instructions end up in their own bag. With the stickers, that helps keep them from getting damaged in transit. You'd think for a set like this that is 18 plus allegedly for 372 parts, okay, that it would have a bit more of a premium treatment, but can't have everything. We'll open this bag up, and we'll get our picture-in-picture going and start our build. Oh, of course, we've got a brick separator. Add it to our lovely brick separator mug. Don't leave home without it, or do, whatever works for you. Registration for Brick Fair Virginia finally opened up recently. I know a lot of people are excited for that. I will definitely be there. I'll also be at Bricks Cascade next weekend, so don't expect a stream next weekend unless we do like an Instagram live or something like that. No promises on that. I definitely won't want to coordinate it. I'll be having too much fun going to a convention, do my best to not get sick. All right. Let's get our camera in position here. But yeah, definitely excited to go back to Portland. It has been a long time since I've been there. I stopped in briefly once, several years back, when I went to Brickcan. I haven't been into the city itself to kind of hang out in quite a while. All right. Got a nice gray screen. All right, so our instructions, same bat time, same bat channel. So a little bit of background on the 1966 to 1968 TV series. Meanwhile, in the LEGO Designer's Cave, So, got a little message from LEGO creative lead Jesper C. Nielsen talking about the series and the humor and their interest in making the sets. And then, of course, our instructions on how to use the brick separator. It's kind of interesting that we've got these bright yellow plates. The normal shade of yellow, to be clear. Not that new shade that has shown up in 2022. I can't remember the name of it now. It's not fluorescent yellow. I think it's like vibrant yellow is the official name of the new color. You see some pieces in here that, if they're not completely new for this set, they're definitely new to me, so excited to check those out in a few steps when we get to them. But if you caught on Instagram, recently did a review of the LEGO City Rocket Launch Center. We get minifig torsos in that new color, which I think some people are calling fluorescent yellow, which I think is quite appropriate as well. Although I don't know if it actually fluoresces, maybe neon yellow would be better. Maybe that's what the people are calling it too, but something along those lines. It is definitely like the color works perfectly for what they use it for in that set as the safety vests for some of the launch center workers. Some nice snot brackets here. Of course, there's going to be a lot of snot pieces in this set. Including this interesting snot brick. Not a new piece, I think it's been around for a little bit, but it's got studs on 3 of the 4 sides, giving us lots and lots of connection points. Actually interesting in how it's used here, where we're kind of offsetting it from these brackets. And then the studs in the back probably aren't going to be used at all, but they just wanted to get the corner there. And what better way to do it? It's quite hollow on the inside. Helps keep that piece count down. Would have been nice. Probably not going to hear me stop saying that would have been nice if that low piece count had been reflected in the price. So while I initially did not plan it this way, the new Batman movie came out this weekend. Forgot when I was picking the sets to build this weekend, I forgot all about the fact that the new movie was coming out. I have not seen it yet. I'm curious. Batman is definitely my favorite DC superhero. But I'm still just kind of like, I'm more curious and cautiously optimistic about the film. I will definitely wait until tomorrow when I start seeing more reviews and stuff coming in, when that Rotten Tomatoes meter fills up one way or the other. And then I'll start deciding whether or not I'm actually going to go see it. Would be the first DC superhero movie I've seen in quite a while. Definitely not looking anything like Batman so far. Very solid, very sturdy, but very blocky. Alright, getting some curve slopes in here. Some nice 1x3s. So yeah, it's looking like this is going to be the top of his head then. And that means like the forehead potentially will be here, or on this side. Not sure which is supposed to be the front. Guessing based on the instructions, this is the front, so we'll see how this progresses. Got that nice 2x6 curved plate. I think that was first introduced in Speed Champions, oh so many years ago now. Some little baby curve slopes, little 1x2s, helping around the top of the set off. These are starting to look more curved and rounded, like a head. It's interesting, curious to see where this piece comes in. I think it was the 1989 Batwing, they used this for a specific connection because of like the rounded corners allows you to put another piece like kind of adjacent to it with a little bit of overlap. But then they put like another tile with the Batman print on it next to it, so it was like they love Batman. So maybe that's kind of just a thing they want to try to keep going now. We'll add these little inside jokes to the sets. And I'm definitely a fan of adding in these little references that you only see if you actually build the set. Believe it or not, I have heard of like people who use services where they have them build Lego sets for them, where they buy the sets like pre-made and like glued together. I'm like, where is the fun in that? All right, so got a little curviness on the top of the head, but also some studs still showing, which we've talked about as like a conscious design decision in these sets. And I've got a boat bottom piece. Makes me wonder if the cowl is going to be removable from the stand, unlike all of the helmet sets from Star Wars and Marvel. And so here's the new piece I saw earlier. It's like kind of like a snot bracket. Let's get this out of the way. So it's kind of like a snot bracket, right? If you chopped off like these two, this 2x2 plate up here, it'd be kind of like a snot bracket, but it's curved underneath here, right? So it can't go like flush up to the end of a plate or a brick, right? It has to overhang a little bit, or you have to have like a gap that kind of build it up underneath in order to get that to work. Like, it looks like Looks like probably 2 plates will do, but definitely a brick of separation. But it's kind of interesting. Curious to see how it gets used here, and what like advantages this piece has over like a normal snot bracket. And also curious why it needs that little rounded part. I mean, I assume it's just for structural integrity, because otherwise you'd have like too much of a lever here that you could kind of push it and like almost snap it. Whereas with you know, the normal version that just has a 1x2 here, there's not enough leverage to really bend it and get that failure point. All right, now that is apparently the end of this assembly for now. Put that off to the side, and we get our next yellow big plate here. And this is probably, I'm guessing, going to be the back of the cowl. Because that would attach to those brackets we just put on. All right, so yeah, this heart, let's put in these other plates first, make sure we get the alignment correctly, but it looks like it's literally just going in the middle of the structure here in a weird, like slightly off center. Hey Jackson, good to see you. It annoys me that it's like not centered in here. Even though literally the next step is to put this on here and cover it up. I like just knowing it's there off center. It's like, why? Like obviously because of, you know, it's like 3x3 and this is 6x8. Like there is no centering it. And I get it that it's supposed to be like a funny little joke, but it annoys my OCD so much there. I mean, it structurally, functionally adds support on here without having to put like a whole layer of plates underneath. So it's definitely useful. It serves a purpose. Just could have been achieved by another part without making me crazy. That's my problem on the LEGO groups. Alright, just doing bag one now. A few more of these new curved brackets. here. So those snot bricks here line up. Did I do that right? Yeah. Just gotta make sure. There we go. Everything is fully attached. It's definitely very sturdy already, right? Having one of the definite advantages of these new snot brackets is it's more surface area than normal ones, so it gives it a very strong connection here. But yeah, one thing that like has immediately jumped out to me here is this right here. There's like this little gap where this plate kind of overlaps this 1x3 curve slope. It really stands out to me. It may be covered up by the bat ears later on, but it's a little annoying. It's one of those things like it pays so close attention to so many details, and yet like they missed that. All right, on to bag 2. Really get a lot more of those new snot brackets. Of course, when I say new, I mean new to me, because this set isn't like super new, but they're definitely more recent. I have to go look and see if like these brackets were first introduced in like this and the other Batman set, because they seem to be used very widely in this set. To make the interior of this cowl kind of give it like almost a curved interior, which is actually kind of a nice effect in addition to you know, giving it some additional strength there. There are a lot of medium to large sized plates in this set, which I guess certainly goes to the price tag, right? Bigger parts do cost more to make, so that could explain the cost here. So this is kind of interesting. Despite having these brackets here, this panel we're attaching does not overlap with the brackets. And actually you can see some of my shortcomings in assembling this set, because there's this gap here, which probably means I didn't push the back on well enough. See how it goes on the other side. All right, well, starting to see the shape come together here. Of course, once we hide all that bright yellow, I think it'll really come together. All right, and now we're locking those two panels together. All the black parts definitely makes it hard to capture on video, so apologies for that. It's like the ear panels. I don't think we're actually building the ears. These are going to be the sides of the head. Kind of some interesting shaping there, using these quarter round tiles to leave that little gap in the edges. Not sure how visible or not that'll be in the final set, what it's trying to achieve. It's kind of like making use of the negative space there. lots of dark blue quarter round tiles. Got 6 on each half here. Putting it in the running for being the most used piece in the model. Have to be sure to check the instructions at the end. If it's that, or if it's that new bracket, because there's quite a few of those new brackets too. Alright. So that is covering up everything on the side. Only if we can get it to line up. There we go. Once you get it to attach, I'm sure this is going to make it super, super sturdy, but there are, as you can see on this side, quite a few studs you have to get all lined up properly here. Alright, really starting to come together. Obviously we need the face here. I am feeling like the back seems kind of flat maybe? Oh, and how I could do all of this on the other side. Skipped all those pages. Alright, so it's looking like this is the start of the nose guard here. It's kind of interesting using these arch pieces to really kind of make the interior seem hollow and rounded. And based on the fact that there's that boat bottom piece there, I think this is going to be removable from the stand, which will be unique compared to the Star Wars and Marvel ones we've built. We can see where the eyes are going to go. Or I guess where the eyes would go, since there are no eyes in this set. It'd be creepy to have Adam West's disembodied head inside the cowl. All right, our first printed part, this little roof slope thing. Usually this is used for like interior corners where you put this on like a 2x2 or a 2x4 slope brick to make it come out at an angle. But yeah, here we've got just like a little bit of printing. We'll show off where that attaches in a moment. All right, so we've got the nose of the cowl. That pops right on there. Starting to look like something though. I think we're getting there. All right, yeah, now starting to get to the ear area. I even say it's an area. Hey there, Kalkanen. Nice to see you. Appreciate you tuning in. All right, and this fills in that ugly looking gap and covers up some of the yellow, the remaining yellow pieces. Also the two little corner curved slopes here kind of help give some shaping for like around the eye holes. Kind of give it like that sort of like an angled shape. Definitely starting to really like how it's coming out. Still not sure if I'm going to say it's worth the price of admission, but we still got one more bag to do after we add, of course, the little bat ears. Does it look like Batman yet? No, 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 no. Not quite. All right, got the last bag. Do the finishing touches. Got 3 stickers to add on and the stand. I'm planning on adding the flesh color under it. No, I'm not gonna do anything like that. We're just following the instructions today. That's really helping the look. Hey there, Yadno. What's going on? Alright, so now we're going to get to the sticker part, which is going to attach to these two hinge brick pieces. So, get our sticker sheet ready. Yeah, not a whole lot's been going on recently. It's mainly been looking forward to and getting ready for Bricks Cascade, so I think that's probably a pretty big thing, but as of yet, it's just been packing and preparations for that. Looking forward to that cross-country plane trip. Hey there, PG name. You know, PG name, I have not hated it so far. As I was saying at the beginning, I kind of went into this build with some lower expectations, but so far it's been a pretty interesting build. And I have not seen the Batman yet. Very curious though. Alright, time to sticker up these tiles and curve slopes. Working on a mock that's not fun. Why would you want to build an unfun mock? Doesn't sound very fun. Very enjoyable. Thought building mocks was supposed to be fun. I suppose unless you're getting paid for it or something, even then. Alright, so there are our 3 stickers. I think they capture the look of the classic costume. And that pops in there. Yeah, it helps pull together. Obviously you need to cover that up. Oh, I probably should have done that before I put this on. I was just too excited to pop it in place. I wasn't paying close enough attention to the instructions. There we go. All better. Oh, I got some chat. Trying to make a park mock. Interesting. Pattinson is really good. Riddler was a pretty cool villain. Plot could have been better in some areas. So would you recommend going to see it in theaters, or would you say people should be fine waiting till it comes out on like streaming and stuff? I think that's the ultimate question. I think we are done with the cowl here, and I just have to build a stand for it. I do like that it stands on its own, doesn't like roll or anything. It's pretty stable. Recommend seeing in theaters, but it is 3 hours. I actually got the Batman construction figure last year at Brick Fair, New Jersey at the yard sale. Someone was selling it. I'm like, I don't really want this, but I'll give you a number. And he took the price. I think I paid like around MSRP for it, so I haven't built it yet, but I definitely back in the day bought and built the Iron Man one. But he did not stay together long, because I pretty much just bought him because there was like one type of shell, CCBS shell, that like only came in that set. So that was pretty much the only reason I bought Iron Man back in the day. Hey there, lover of sandwich. Good to see you. No, this was a mint and sealed box, the Batman one. So it is sitting with the rest of my Lego sets that I haven't built yet. Hanging out in its box. Alright, so far here, the base seems pretty similar to the normal helmets that we have built in the past, right up to the Technic beams that are going to go in the center. Oh, okay, now I take that back, because normally it's the Technic beams are even, but now we're offsetting them. I guess to make them a little taller. Yeah, I think because overall the stand is going to be a little bit taller since it goes up higher into the cowl for reasons that will become apparent shortly, I assume. Yeah, the good old Brain Attack wave. I think I still have a bunch of those Brain Attack brain poly bags floating around that were like Lego store promotions. Because no one wanted them. Not even Bionicle fans. Alright, so here is where things are going to get a bit different for the stand, is that we're using a lot of these trans black 1x2 by, I forget how many modules this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just 6, 1x2x6 bricks. And those are going to cover the stand. It's kind of interesting, I don't know why they decided to go with trans black. I guess if they had used normal black, it might have blended in too much with all the black on the cowl. So they're trying to like make it stand apart from that. I guess that makes sense. We'll see how it looks when it's done. But they're making it trans black, but then we have these dark gray parts in here, and now we're adding a black plate. I mean, obviously we need those in here for stability, but they take it's like, hey, we're trying to make this color scheme, and now we're just gonna throw it out the window right away. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool to see the part in that color for sure. Just not sure on its overall effectiveness, especially when you add all these other colors in here. All right, we're getting pretty close to being done with this set, so let's put up our giveaway link there. We can head on over and enter just to win a Star Wars buildable figure set. Your Hero Factory and Bionicle bin scares you. Why does it scare you? Alright, so add some corner tiles here, which is going to leave like a little bit of a divot in here, which will work out really well with the cowl, because on the inside you can see it's got that boat stud, so that will sit in this opening to keep it centered. We definitely still have some G2 Bionicle sets. Usually we do give some of them away in raffles on BZPower. I think our January raffle was a Bionicle set. We definitely have more Star Wars than Bionicle. That's why you see Star Wars so much more frequently. Usually, I think the time where we give away most sets is on the BZPower convention circuit. So if you send your mocks for us to exhibit at different conventions across North America, we give you some perks, and some of those perks are Bionicle sets. That's probably where we give away the most over the course of the year. All right, we've got a printed piece, 4x6 plate, missing some studs there, Lego Batman Classic TV series, letting you know where this is from. All right, and all we gotta do is put it on the stand. So before we do that, let's switch over to see how that works. We don't need the little picture-in-picture for this, do we? All right. So there we go. Lower this down a little. See, like I said, that boat stud fits in there quite nicely. It can't really spin from side to side too much, I guess, just because of the geometry there. So it stands on there. Can wobble a little bit, but pretty sturdy. Picking up by the base. Obviously, it is only on there by gravity, so you tilt it and it's gonna pop off. But kind of interesting that it does come off, unlike most of the Star Wars and Marvel ones. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, definitely captures that Adam West look, right? We got the box art here, right? I mean, it looks like it gets the job done. Definitely Batman. Definitely 60s campy Batman. So, all in all, I think it succeeds as a set. Take a closer look at the stand here. Having the black, I don't mind the black on the stand, but these dark gray really pop out, and I'm not liking that. I wish those had been black snot brackets, I think, instead of dark gray. And I think that would have worked a bit better, just to help them blend in, to be unobtrusive in the background. Is it worth $60 though? That is a tough sell. There's definitely some nice parts in here, right? Lots of Metro Blue, or Earth Blue, or Dark Blue, whatever you want to call it. There's the back. It is very stud-filled on the back, but as we've discussed before, that is kind of the aesthetic they're purposely going for on these sets. So that is, you know, a personal choice if you like that or not. I'm kind of accepted it at this point. Yeah, definitely some good parts. I don't know that it is $60 worth of good parts. I don't know that this is worth $60 to display on your shelf, unless you're a huge 60s Batman fan. But I mean, it's definitely a fun build. There's definitely some cool techniques, lots of interesting snot things, right? Getting the angles on the eyes had some interesting techniques in there. The nose ridge here has some cool stuff. But yeah, kind of your call. If Lego hadn't sent me this set for free, I don't think I would have purchased it unless it was on sale. Probably at least 25% off. So right, would that be 18 bucks off? So yeah, for like 42 bucks. Still a little pricey, but not bad. But 60 bucks, too rich for my blood for what you get. All right, got a bunch of stuff in the chat. Let's catch up here. I remember seeing a post a few years ago about selling them. Yeah, so we did do a thing a while back where we basically gave sets away if you paid for the shipping for them. Have not done that recently. We did get a little backlash from the LEGO group on it, because they almost kind of considered that to be selling the sets, even though it was just paying for shipping. So that's why we haven't done that again. So trying to stay in their good graces. You had too many Bionicle parts and you have to sort through them all. Yeah, some of those, especially like G1 and early Hero Factory parts, definitely difficult to sort through because they're like all one-offs. So it's not like you can just put them in the bin with all of the other similar parts. I got you there. Yeah, well, we're going to be building that 66 Batmobile in a few minutes, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that one stacks up. I think it seems like it's a much better set for the money than what we just built. I have so many Lego parts I need to sort through. I feel all of your pain. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize the moat would spin on stream. Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't think the pictures on like Shop at Home do this set justice. I think it definitely comes out nicely. The dark blue and the black has some nice contrast to it. And it's just a matter of, are you willing to put down the money for it? I'd like, you know, add it to your Amazon wish list or something and keep an eye on the price and see if like Amazon or Walmart discounts it at some point, if they haven't already. I'm sure it's gone down at least like 10-15%, but that still might be a little too much for what you get here. All right, so we've got a winner to pick in a minute. Let's turn that off for a sec. Let's get ready for our next build here, and then we'll pick our first winner. Witch Doctor is definitely a good set for sure. He had a lot of nice parts in him. I definitely had like 2 or 3 copies of that. All right, Lover of Sandwich, congrats, you've won the Jin Urso buildable figure. So I'll be sending you an email, getting you that set. All right, and that is it for Cowl for now. And yeah, now we're moving on to the Batman Classic TV series Batmobile 76188, 345 parts, retails for $30. So already seems like a great value there. You get 2 minifigs in there, classic Batman and the Joker. And you get a Batmobile, a nice kind of desk-sized Batmobile. Looks like it would be a good model to display or to play with. And even to that end, for displaying, it comes on a little stand, similar to the 1989 Batmobile, where it will be able to spin around, so I'm really excited for that. That was one of my favorite features about that 1989 Batmobile, was that stand that I thought all UCS sets should have. It's got some play features, it's got the stud shooters, the trunk opens. I was looking at the images on Shop at Home, and yeah, there's these things that go in the trunk. I'm not sure what they are supposed to be, so we'll have to see if we can figure that out as we build the set here. I don't even see those parts on the front here, so we'll have to find out. Interestingly enough, even though, like I said, this is kind of meant to be a display set, it comes with the stand and everything, it is marked as 7 and up, unlike the Cowl we just built, which is marked as 18 and up, even though the parts difference is not anywhere near that large. So, again, just odd choices all across the board here. Alright, so here we go. Here's our instructions, nicely bent, but not nicely bound. Honestly, I prefer the staples to the bound instructions because they stay open more easily as you're building. Pretty basic there. You can win. And then we've got 3 bags of parts, just like the Cowl. No stickers. I do not see any. Oh, there they are. Okay. I was very confused for a second. And these stickers ended up in much better condition than the other ones. There are quite a few more of them. Unfortunately, the plaque here is a sticker, whereas it was a printed piece over here. So that's a bit of a bummer. Always prefer the printed ones when I can get away with it, but understand that that's not always possible. All right. Let's get to that. Looks like we are starting out with building the stand. And then we've got a little cardboard thing. Oh, they've stopped taping these closed. That's interesting. I don't think I've gotten one of these in a while. And of course, we've got Batman's cape in here. Kind of like them not using tape on those anymore. It's easier to recycle. You don't have to worry about peeling the tape off or anything. Alright, so since this is a normal set, there is much less interesting stuff in the beginning. It's just like, here's how to build a Lego set. And then we can see bag 1 builds the stand and starts the Batmobile, and then we just keep adding on. Alright. Yeah, I've seen a couple of people who have built the Technic patents in Batmobile, and they seem to like it. So seems like it is a good set. Ra's Ghazul. Thank you for joining us. Alright, so there is Batman. He's got some printing on his legs. A little bit of printing on the back there. Nothing too fancy. And then he's got a dual-sided head. And of course, like a lot of the Batman minifigs, he has the eyes kind of above his eyes. So it's a little silly to have a full face in there. He's got a happy look and a serious look. And so then when you put the cowl on, the white above the eyes comes through, somehow magically hiding his eyes. And of course, he gets the iconic Batarang. Alright, and we start by building the stand. Get some nice Nexo shields in plain white gray. Yeah, I mean, the set definitely looks like it has space in it for Robin inside the Batmobile, so it's kind of a shame that he didn't come with it. But it's also kind of hard to have Batman and not have the Joker, right? Well, this is a cool technique for the Nexo shields, kind of covering this octagon. Of course, we're gonna hide it in a second, but better. At least we know it's there. Add a little turntable on there. There we go, spin, spin. Alright, it's already time for our first sticker. Get this big one out of the way. These is not like Star Wars UCS set big. Right, those we need like two things to hold them up, hold it to position it just right. Alright, and that is the stand. Not much to it, but I mean, it definitely spins well. Those Nexonite shields work well as tiles to reduce the friction there, so no complaints. It's interesting that starting out with a bunch of Technic on this set. Alright, considering it's for 7 and up. Super advanced 7-year-olds these days building with Technic. course, we're making up for having the advanced Technic parts by having these easy button chassis on here. Alright, starting to get an idea of how big this is going to be. It's a pretty nice size. Right, we're on to what, 4, 8, 12, 16, 18 studs long and growing. Is that red frame piece new, or is it not one piece? So it is, I don't think it's new. Or you can kind of get an idea of the piece there. We definitely had pieces similar to it around for a while. I don't know if maybe it is a slightly new mold. Yeah, Lego does frequently like slightly alter things just a bit to either update the design standards, or when a mold wears out, they're like, all right, well, let's tweak this a little bit to fit better within system. So it's kind of hard to keep track sometimes. All right, got a steering wheel, so now we know that that is the front. Interesting. So we added on these little snot brackets on both ends, but it looks like we're just covering this one up here. It's almost like it was just there as like a little bit of a spacer, perhaps. Which I guess it works for. Keeps there from being a little gap there. Time for some more stickers. got done with bag 1. So definitely looks like a car, at least the start of a car. Batman can even fit inside already. He's got some extra batarangs too. Alright, on to bag 2. I need to stop hitting my camera. I can also see if the stand works. Curious as to where this is supposed to balance on here, unless we build something on the bottom later. Because I don't think it's going to fit like back there. Feels like it would have to go in the middle here. And, I mean, it's balanced well, for now at least. But it seems like there would be something to keep it from, to line it up like in the center of gravity. So I will assume we'll get to that later. Nice little trans red half round tiles here. As everyone knows, Batman breaks for, I don't know, Joker? Batman breaks for supervillains. What are these supposed to be? I thought these were going to be like seat cushions or something. Apparently I was mistaken. So some little detail on the back here. I can do another one in a sec and we'll look at it again. I'm trying to figure out what this is supposed to be. I thought like it almost looked like it was like an embroidered like seat cushion, like a plush kind of design. But no. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen the Adam West Batman. I'm not sure how well that holds up. But maybe that'll explain what these are. Maybe they're like some sort of like bat traps that like shoot something off the back, like an oil slick or something. Maybe they're supposed to be like exhaust pipes. It's a really weird looking exhaust pipe though. Yeah, I mean, they've done the 1989 Batmobile. They've now done 2 versions of the Tumbler. So I would definitely like to see some of the other iterations. Honestly, before the Kilmer and Clooney ones, I want to see the Batman, the animated series Batmobile. That would be one I would like. That would be like almost a day one purchase for sure for me. Like that was my Batman growing up. I mean, I guess 1989 Batman and Batman Returns also my Batman as a kid. But I feel like I watched the animated series much more. And I mean, the sets must be selling well, right? If they made the 1989 one, and the Batwing, and then they must have been doing well enough that they made a second Tumbler. So. All right, that is. Make sure I don't pinch the cape in there. Digging the racing stripe down the side there. Definitely some nice shaping here with all the wedge, all the wedge plates. Still very curious about those boxes on the back. The bat boxes. How much of this can I build with Batman still sitting there? Or will he eventually become too much in the way? Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not unusual for there to be lots of colors in the interior of Lego sets, but it definitely goes against Batman's color scheme of only working in black and very, very dark gray. It's a good thing you can flip this cape up and it'll stay up like that. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. I suppose it's the ultimate test of ensuring that Batman can actually fit in the driver's seat here. Time for another sticker. The Bat Speedometer. Oh, sorry. This is not the Bat Speedometer. This is the Bat Rocket Launcher. There we go, rockets. And they ain't talking about no raccoon. Alright, another sticker, only 4 left after this. And this is the Bat Monitor. Kind of like a baby monitor, but it monitors your bats instead. I mean, of course, you've got to have the Bat phone. Remember, this was the 60s, right? Having a phone in your car, that was craziness. I don't know if this is actually supposed to be a phone, or it's supposed to be more like an armrest here. Again, it's been quite a while since I've seen the 60s Batman series, so I forget if it was actually supposed to be a phone or not. Alright, so we're building this, and now this is going to go like that. That's going to become part of the front bumper right here. Really feeling that 60s car vibe with that grille. back grill. Alright, and that is it for bag 2. Definitely looking Batmobile-ish. But we've got our work cut out for us. Put on those finishing touches. And also wheels. I feel like wheels are going to be very key. Alright, get to build the Joker here, only if I can find, there it is, this little grapple gun. Kind of like Batman should be the one to have a grapple gun. Maybe Joker had one in the show. Some lovely printing there. If you look very closely at the print, you can see the face paint painted over his mustache, because the actor whose name escapes me at the moment refused to shave it off. And there is the clown prince of crime. And where better for him to sit than next to his best friend in the whole wide world. Cesar Romero, thank you. Yes. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. So, to make the headlights, we're taking this 1x1 snot brick and putting it into the back of a headlight brick. So I was like, oh, why do we need to do that? And that's because there is no stud behind where the headlights go in. So this brick is, right now, literally just attached to the headlight brick. I'm sure we're going to lock it in place from the top, but it's kind of floating there for now. Of course, we've got our stud shooters. Gotta have some play features on here. They're trying to harken back to the 60s with the Pattinson version, then. Honestly, I've been like keeping very, very low key as far as what media I've consumed for the new film. Like, I haven't watched very few trailers for it or anything like that. So most of what I know about it from as far as the looks go are from like the Lego sets, which obviously can be way far off. And I'm trying to not give myself any preconceived notions about it. So we got another sticker here on the hood. Interesting that these little splashes of key orange or flame yellowish orange seem like they're going to stay visible on the final model. Time for the dual bubble windscreens. They just seem like they are not going to be overly effective here. But they sure do look cool. Not sure what that's supposed to be. The bat radar, bat hood ornament. The batter makes sure it's centered, otherwise it's going to annoy me. Back parts of the canopy. Oh, doesn't look very good with Batman's cape there. I guess you could do that. Blow over the top. here's a kind of cool part. I assume this probably first appeared in some Batman sets. It's got these nice ridges on it. I think that could be really cool. Maybe it came in Ninjago first before Batman. Seems like it would work in there too. For some cool armor textures. And that is going to be the trunk, it would appear, which can open and close. All right, it's finally, because we're getting pretty close to the end, so we got to get there here eventually. Get into the bat fins. And our last two stickers as well. Gotta give that a little Batwing touch. So you know how they say when you put flames on the side of a car, it makes it go faster? If they're bat wings, you go even more faster, because that is proper English. This up. Let that wiggle a little. Alright, so apparently these things are definitely not the exhaust, because that seems to be very clearly the exhaust pipe. Oh, and these are supposed to fold down, but not too far. There we go. Bat fins. That's a cool technique there. So we've got these 1x2 rounded plates with that little corner, and put this 2x2 version. Give it a really cool look in the front there. All right, we are very close to the end. So time for us to get ready for our second giveaway. You can head over to that link and enter just to win whatever the other set is that we're giving away today. I want to say it's the Death Trooper. And we've got some printed tiles, Batman logo on them. goes on there. Then a 4x4 rounded plate on the bottom here, and that is what will keep us balanced and centered on the stand. Alright, we're still not quite there yet. We need to have that little roundy thing that goes in the center. It's a technical term, roundy thing. With, I guess, the bat siren. So you know he's coming. Oh, and then, I don't know, is this extra bat exhaust pipes or something over here? Because the other ones weren't enough. Still not done. Gotta load up the stud shooters in the front. They're a little tricky with how recessed they are. And of course, they're telling you to double it up with 2 1x1 round plates, and then they give you another bunch to make some extras for when you lose that first batch. Alright, and this goes on the stand. Oh, and since there are some stud connections, it actually attaches to the stand. So as you can see, the stand stays in place. So that means you don't have to worry about this falling off too much. All right. Aha, okay. That's what these are for. So there are 4 extra pieces here. Now I was kind of confused because they show up like I said, on Shop at Home. They show like everything that comes in the set, and it includes this. So I was like, what is this for? And so what they are saying is, if you so choose, probably easier to pop it off the stand, you can pop out the stud shooters here. Oops, break a whole bunch of stuff in the process. But you can replace them with that. I feel like that is a much better look. I mean, yeah, it cuts down on the playability, but then from a display perspective, I think it is definitely superior. So that is what we're going to do here. Find our little bat radar again. All right, pop the Joker out because really he doesn't belong in the Batmobile, except maybe he's like tied up in the trunk or something. All right, and that is it. So let's go back to our wide shot here. All right, I'm gonna pop Batman out for now. so you can take a look at the Batmobile itself. I appreciate it. So I do like the stand. Works very well. Am I sure they go like that? Pretty sure. Pretty sure that's what the instructions showed. It does leave some studs exposed. Well, we can double check. Not sure where else they would go. Yep, yeah, that's how they go. So yeah, it looks pretty nice, very classy. I think the front grille, I assume the flame yellowish orange sticking out there is accurate to the source material. I don't know, do we have a picture of the actual one on the box somewhere? No, they don't show the actual screen version on the box, so it's hard to say, but I think it looks pretty good. Spins nicely. Has a working trunk. Has stud shooters if you want them. I'm gonna say let's see, how will this Batman fit in here with his cape? So I'd say that's my problem, is that like either Batman's cape needs to be sticking out like this, which looks kind of weird, or you have to, ooh, control panel fell off in there. I was messing with the stud shooters. Where you kind of have to like cram the cape inside, and then you want to be careful when you're like pushing him down, because you don't want to like pinch the fabric too much under the minifig. And I've never heard of a minifig cape ripping, but I wouldn't want it to be this be the first time right here. So I would say pretty good, pretty solid deal. 30 bucks for this set. 345 parts. I love that it comes with the stand. I think my biggest complaint is, right, you have the Batmobile on the stand, Batman can go in it. Now the question is, where do you put the Joker, right? In like the big Batmobile set, or the 1989, or the Tumbler, or the Batwing, there's an actual like little minifigure stand that's separate that, you know, the Batman and Joker and the other minifigs can sit on, but we don't have anything like that for this set. I think with only 2 minifigs, you know, it wasn't necessarily needed for the set, but it would have been cool. I think back to your point, Kalkinen, you were talking about like you wish Robin was in the set. I think 345 parts, you bump it up to 400 or so to make a little minifig stand, and then give us Robin as well, so an extra minifig, Batman, the Joker, and Robin, and a little minifig stand for them to go on to go next to this, and then that would have been like a perfect set there. Does it roll good? Let's see. Yeah, rolls pretty well. And now, the reveal you didn't know was coming. So back, I don't know, years ago, Lego had made the classic Batman TV series Batcave. So we've got 2 Batmobiles. So I was curious to see how they compare. So this is the one from the classic Batcave set, and this is the one we've just built. So they are very similar when you first look at them here. It looks like the older one is slightly longer. It does have a lot of dark gray on the bottom, which I think was thankfully removed in this one. I think it looks better without the dark gray. They both have that flame yellowish orange on the front, so I can only assume that was accurate to the screen. So this one still has the stud shooters on it, unlike this one where you can remove them. They both have got the bat radar on the front. They both have the same tires, the same bat hubcaps. Even almost looks like the same exact stickers on the side here. Backs are pretty different. You can see quite a difference. Different pieces for like the exhaust and stuff. This one's got these little weird tan things. You still haven't figured out what they are. They do both have working trunks. Oh, this one even has a batarang and some grappling hooks in it still. They changed the exhaust a little bit on the back of the new one, but they still use the same cheese slopes and these dome parts. And where this one says monitor on it, the old one says the detect-a-scope. They do both have the bat phone inside, but definitely some differences. Hard to say which one is better or worse. I think they both capture it pretty well, and I mean, I think from looking at it from a distance, you can hardly tell the difference between the two. They're quite similar. Some people might have an issue with that, right? Like maybe call it like a cop-out, that they're basically took the old design and reused it for this one. The bottom is a bit different, so clearly the base has been updated a bit. But this one was only available in like, what was like a $200 set or something like that. And this one is much more affordable, much more readily available, and definitely gets the job done. So I thought that would be a fun little comparison to do there. What is the orange sticker on the old one? That says emergency bat turn lever. Probably can't really read it too well there, but emergency bat turn lever. So there's a little Technic pneumatic T there, which is lacking on the new one. But yeah, I think it's a minor detail. So yeah, there we go. We've got two classic Batman sets. Both between 300 and 400 parts. But I feel like the Batmobile is like the must-buy. As much as any Lego set is a must-buy, right? Obviously it is an expensive toy, not for everyone. But I think between these two, the Batmobile, clear winner, considering it's half the price of the Cowl, and you get a really cool display piece with a pair of minifigures. The Cowl definitely turned out to be much better than I was expecting. I think it looks really cool. I think it captures the look, right? Like, you can see the comparisons there, right? I mean, I think they do a pretty good job of it on this. But for $60, it is definitely a hard sell to recommend that to anyone, unless you are like a super, hardcore Batman collector and you need to have all Batman all the time. Yeah, I mean, there's always adjustments you can make. All right, and so we've got another giveaway to do. So we will close things off for today. And pick our second winner. Makuta Oroki, congrats. You've won the Imperial Death Trooper buildable figure. We'll be getting in touch with you and getting you that prize. All right, so yeah, there you have it. Many thanks to LEGO for sending us this set. Batmobile was my own purchase, but thank you to LEGO for making the set, because I think it is really cool. Definitely one I would recommend to any Batman fan, right? Especially, the 1989 Batmobile and the Tumbler, very cool sets, but very expensive. This one, much more reasonable, could fit on your desk at work or your home office or your dorm room, whatever. It is a cool little way to show the Batman love. Just wish that there had been a little place to put the Joker when this thing displays so nicely. I mean, you could put him in the passenger seat, but that would look a little weird. But hey, you do you, whatever makes you happy. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching today. That's going to wrap things up for our stream. Next weekend we'll be at Bricks Cascade, so definitely not streaming then, but keep an eye peeled on our Instagram, where I'm sure we'll be sharing lots of pictures from the event of all of the awesome creations, Bionicle and otherwise. And after that, once we get back, I've got a couple other sets that LEGO was kind enough to send us, namely the new Tumbler, so sticking on the Batman theme, and also the Star Wars UCS Republic gunship. So we'll probably post on Instagram once I get back from Cascade and see which one you all want to see us build first, and that'll be our next thing in a couple weeks or so. So thank you all again. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and we will catch you all next time. Take care, everyone.